And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. July 28th, it's Tuesday, 2026. Hope you're having a good day. As always, we have serious talk on everything that affects you, the markets, the economy, your job, your industry. Let's see. Socialism, communism, bad picks, Fauci. I'm doing Fauci today. I expect to get some really bad emails on what I will say. We'll do the economy. Your job, your industry. Did I say that yet? And anything that matters to you. And believe it or not, I think today we will not be talking the president once. Once. Not today. If you do not get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post on our X feed. If you don't follow us on X, you should. Just put our name in. If you'd like to email us, just be nice. Just be respectful. We'll be respectful back. As long as you don't root for Hamas and as long as you're not racist or robbed any banks today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 65 now. Anybody who knows me knows I'm really, in my mind, 22. As far as shape, 30s. Hair, teens. Full head of hair. Getting a little grayish now, though. Yesterday, I got a call from somebody that one of my close friends passed away in his sleep. This person is the brother of my best friend. I have believe it or not, I'm lucky. I have 6 best friends. 3 from college, 3 from high school and before. And this young man who passed was only about 60. Had a real bad heart attack a bunch of years ago, and they warned him, and he lost a lot of weight because he was weighty, and then did not, I guess, take the warning to heart, and got, very out of shape, and I guess in his sleep he had a heart attack. One of the close friends, I had a call and completely broke down. Completely. And I'm sitting around last night. I think we've all gone through this, right, as we get older. This is nothing different than what a lot of people go through. Everybody goes through in life. But I was thinking last night, let me explain my weeks. I wake up at 6. Winston's right there, and I say hello. Do some working out. Got the gym right in the house. And then I look at my screens for earnings reports, if there's an earnings season. And then, do some work, setups, what's going on. Look at the news. I got the apps for the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, a couple of others. And from 9:30 to 4, I wouldn't say transfixed to the market, but I watch the markets. During the day, whenever asked, I do Fox News or Fox Business. Today I did Stuart Varney's show in the 9 o'clock hour. Believe it or not, every couple of weeks I do Fox Weather. The Fox Weather people ask me to go on, and they really like me. And we do business of weather or weather of business. If hurricanes hit, what would happen? And at 4 o'clock, the market closes, and I do a radio show. I tape the radio show. It used to be live, but things move around. It's easier this way. And And once I get done, I relax. I watch Seinfeld or The Big Bang Theory. And then I do a webcast for the peeps. And during the whole day, I'm scanning, so I don't really have to scan a ton at night. But it's full days. And when I go to Europe, the market opens, if I'm in London now, 2:30 and shuts down at 9. If I'm in Budapest, 3:30, shuts down at 10. If I decide to go to Asia, it's I thought it's about 12 hours later. And pretty much I'm in front of screens. The average life of a male is, I'm here 78. I'm 65. And when a death occurs like this, you get to wondering, just what are you doing and how are you spending your time? And I always read things like, on your deathbed, you really start thinking about what you did not do, what regrets you had. Did you spend enough time doing this? Didn't you do that? What did you want to do and you did not do? Your handsome and buffed host that have been here for a long while is still here. But I must tell you, boy, it got me thinking. It really did. It really did. Because I was thinking all day today as I was watching my screens, watching the semiconductors and artificial intelligence stocks continue to crash, as I am watching the broad market having a very good day, as I am watching oil prices plunge again, I was just asking myself a couple of times during the day, just what the hell am I doing? Staring at screens. Just letting you know. I don't think I'm thinking anything different all of us have not thought about during our lives. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, Thursday, Adam will be doing the show because I will be in South Florida for the funeral. And Thursday, I'll be flying up to New York City. Friday, I'll be on the Big Money Show, I believe in the 1 o'clock hour, Fox. And just letting you know, I'm wishing every one of you good health, happiness, all the good things in life that you want. And we move on. Back to the markets, as I said, they just crumbled again, and they sold them into the close also. The semiconductors and artificial intelligence. By the way, when I tell you that the people that are bullish on the semiconductor should be happy that it was only down 519 points today, or 4.5%. It was down another like 235 points. It was down about 750 at one time. But leave no doubt, they've crashed them. This is, in my opinion, a crash. And we've walked you through it pretty nicely. We walked you through as it was topping out, saying, just letting you know, they're really starting to trade wide and loose. And often after a good rally up, when they start trading wide and loose, it's getting close to a trend change. And that's exactly what happened here. But I must tell you, wow. Wow. The drops, wow. Did I say wow? And interesting enough, I had told you that these areas got overowned, overloved, and most importantly, overleveraged. You know, the 3 times, the 2 times. And that whenever it gets to that point, if things turn, when things turn, it usually is more accentuated. And dang, is it accentuated. And I must tell you, my worries that I told you while they were going up, people are talking about now. Up next, we'll explain, and we're just going to give you some highs and lows. That's up next on Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. By the way, part of what I was saying at the beginning is the fact that Winston, I really think, is in the ninth inning also right now. Winston's in... we were told 3 years ago he had aggressive cancer and not much time, but if you did surgery, it'll give him a little bit longer, and we did surgery. And he was, for a while, and then he came back again, the aggressive cancer. We did surgery again, and it's 3.5 years later. They were completely wrong. But he's 14 now, and you can just tell. Can't hear very well now, but boy, oh boy, he's the coolest. All right, semiconductors. So our worry, and we were telling you this while going up, we don't understand the numbers. We don't understand how it's possible that anybody can possibly make money spending this certain amount of money that is being bandied about. And it's really not we believe, it's what the markets end up believing. Oracle stock has gone from 345, closed at 165 today. Excuse me, 119. Oracle. Microsoft has gone from 555, 393, and that's off the lows. And the talk of the bonds of these companies, I mentioned to you yesterday, NVIDIA was down $10, $11 yesterday, and their credit default swaps to cost to insure against trouble with their debt skyrocketed. So the market's starting to worry about what we've been worried about. And for darn good reason. So SanDisk has gone from 2354 to 1096. One, two, three, four. This is the fifth week from the high. Wow. Intel, 142 to 86. Weren't they hyping and touting Intel like there was no tomorrow? Marvell, that the CEO of NVIDIA came out and said is going to be $1 trillion company. By the way, right around the highs. It's gone from 330 to 174. By the way, again, this is like in about 5 weeks. Micron, 1255 to 820. And that's actually a good one. Symbol Light, 1085 to 651. This is AI. Coherent, 440 to 243. How about that Sienna? 637 to 350. We won't do too many of these. How about Astra Labs, 500 to 260 in 4 weeks? And again, these are all big buy recommendations. How about GE Vernova? 11.95 to 9.43. That's not so bad. Corning, which, by the way, was down $17 today on its earnings report, was down like 27, has gone from 272 to 126 in little over 3 weeks. And you've heard of Corning, right? How about a stock called Sanmina, SANM? 290 to 172, and was down $36 today on its earnings, or 17%. I don't need to do more, right? Oh yeah, I'm going to do a few more. How about the highly touted CoreWeave? Boy, was this crap touted. That's gone from, well, the high was way back last June at 187. It's 67 now. Big AI play. Seagate. Now, interesting enough, it's gone from 1,145 down to 747. It was down $70 today. It's up 52 in the aftermarket on its earnings report. I don't know if that's going to change the trajectory. We'll see, but that's good to see that it's up. AMD, which, by the way, was holding up pretty well, in the last 5 days has gone from 560 to 454. Not making this up. Dell, really holding up well. In the last 5 days, I'm sorry, Dell, no, that's, come on, Dell, there you go. How about 455 to 392 in the last 4 days? Was down $35 today. Oh, and by the way, it was down 65 during the day. It's wild. We've seen it all here. We've studied the 87 crash, and I don't think anything's ever going to be like that. Better not. But I mean, this drop is stunning. That's all I can tell you, is this drop is stunning. And in such short order, it just tells you how you better stay on your toes. The analysts, as usual, have been slow-footed, just defending. They're actually out and saying, don't worry about a stock that they have a strong buy on and is down 50%. And you can't really get upset with it's happened so suddenly. Strongest stocks in the market, 50% in 4 weeks. Strongest as hell. Now, maybe earnings changes that playing field. Maybe. Maybe earnings will change that playing field. We'll see. It's wild. It's a great lesson. Up next, more on these markets, the other side. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. Thanks for being with us today. All right, so I'm doing the semis and the AI. And by the way, some real jello moving on the plate in the aftermarket. I got KLAC, important semi, closed at 190. It's 175. I got NXP semi, another semi, closed at 259. It's 239. How about symbol QRVO, closed at 92. It's 88. Teradyne, not as bad, closed at 321. It's 319, but it just dropped from 488. And Visa, very strong, down $4 to 361 and change, down $5 in the aftermarket. But on the other end of the spectrum, here's a down and out software, MANH, Manhattan Associates, 168 to 186. Seagate, Close at 747, down 70, is up 57 of that 70 in the aftermarket. BE, Bloom Energy, another one of these highly touted stocks, has gone from 351 to 166. Is up $20 in the aftermarket. Ford, well, GM's acting well. Ford closed at 15. I got it at 16. And Cheesecake Factory, one of the strong restaurant stocks, closed at 89. I got it at 92.5. So some good, some bad, and there were some wild earnings reports today, ladies and gentlemen. On the good front, in the Dow, Sherwin-Williams up 27. Housing related, interest rates were down. Wow. IBM just got blasted from 312 down to 200. Not kidding. On earnings and a miss. Well, it's rallied up for 4 days with software. Up 11 today. That's about 70-something Dow points. Coke was up 4 on their earnings. United Health up 11, trying to get a move on. Home Depot up 8. What did we say about housing and housing related? Boeing up 10 on their loss. That's 65 Dow points. Amgen hasn't reported yet. That was up 15. That's going to be 100 Dow points. You know what that means. Get this. The Dow was up 537. The Nasdaq 100 was down the equivalent of Dow 537, approximately. Down 276, and the semiconductor is down 519 points again today. Unreal. Strength, you ready for this? The food, beverage, tobacco, household products. When I tell you one of the best charts in the market now is Philip Morris on its earnings. By the way, revenue up 10%. You guys still smoking cigs? What's the matter with you? I hear they're into other crap though, right? Cigarettes, man. What the? Haven't you seen pictures online about what lungs look like after cigarette smoking versus? Dang. You're all crazy. I remember I told you the story. I was in a 7-Eleven once. A woman wheels in a wheelchair and had one of these oxygen tanks with the 2 little tubes up her nose. And she's coughing. That cough? Give me 2 cartons of the whatever it was, Marlboro or something. And I'm just thinking to myself, should I say something and try to help her? I didn't say anything. Anyway, tobacco. So that had a good day. Ecolabs, that's in that group, right? That was up $11 on earnings. Insurance stocks had another strong day because they're insurance. Retail, strong day. And there's some retail stocks. We've said to you, there's a few retail stocks that have some strength, but Burlington up 12 today, new high. Best Buy, new high. Ross Stores, I think I mentioned that to you yesterday, new high. Target, almost new high. Victoria's Secret, almost new high. Even some of the worst names bounced. So definitely what we call a stuff day. The stuff. And will earnings change how the semis and all that go? I'm sure some names. As we mentioned, Seagate's got back a lot of its loss today in the aftermarket. Some of these down and out names smoke, but some of them still hit also. And of course, everything is reporting in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm looking to see anything else in the aftermarket. Anyway, just let you know, broad market, much better. The semiconductors AI, wow. That's the best way I can put it. Wow. We're stunned. We're absolutely stunned by some of the drops, but you know what it is for us? It is a lesson. Stay on your toes. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. And maybe this Seagate thing's going to help. By the way, again, Seagate was down 70 today. It's up 70 now in the aftermarket. But that still leaves it 30% below where it was 5 weeks ago. But welcome to my world, kids. It's quite the interesting. What else? Bitcoin had a bad day. Gold, nothing special. Had not a great day. Oil prices dropped another $4 as I told you. The president is boxed in like mixed nuts by Iran. You know what the president said? Oh, I said I wasn't going to talk about him, didn't I? But I have to because it's oil. The president's out today saying, oh, Iran's calling us every day saying we need to get out of this. We need your help. Stop bombing us. Iran just came out and said, we haven't even talked to anybody in the last 2 weeks. What the hell is he talking about? And you know what the sick thing is? We believe Iran over the president. How sick is that? And you know how that came about? Remember what we told you about what you teach your kids? First thing, don't lie, because if you lie, you're going to have to cover up the lie. And if people recognize you're lying, you're going to have the reputation you're lying and nobody's ever going to believe you. That's what happened with Trump. I actually believe Iran, and by the way, I'm not alone. And that's sick. That's really sick. Such is life. Anyway, so let's see. Futures. Nasdaq's bouncing a little bit. 0.25%. Seagate, big help. Leave no doubt. Very big help. I'll have to look at those numbers. SpaceX closed up $3.50 today. And the interesting thing, at one time today, was down 6.5. So maybe it's finding an area that it's had enough. After all, in the last 3.5, 4 weeks, it has gone from 172 to 107. 172 was hit on June 30th. 107 was hit today. Dang, huh? Maybe so that bounced a little bit. Anything else sticking out? The space stocks, bad day again today. The froth stocks, bad day again today. What else? Oil stocks were down, but not that bad. But what stuck out is retail, consumer-oriented stuff, simple. Oil prices down another $4. And boy, oh boy, that's a nice drop over the last 3 days. And the 10 years down to 4.604. It was just at 4.714. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but the trajectory is everything. The trajectory is everything. We get out of this thing with Iran, that'll be a big help. And I think the Prez finally threw up his hands. But if he keeps... What's the word I'm looking for? If he keeps kicking Iran in the you-know-what with his words that are not true, Iran may just keep up what they're doing. We'll see. Up next. 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Tidbits. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I take it back. Well, not much. Seagate just dropped $15 from where it was in the aftermarket. Oh, I love this business. Okay, some tidbits. Things I'm noticing. The racist anti-Semitic slob running New York City, in case you do not know, he's put this tax on big homes if it's a second home. Do you know he posted the names and addresses of all New York City property owners who can be hit with this tax? By the way, these are wealthy people. You do know there's crazies out there, right? He posted the names and addresses of people of wealth. There are certain words in my neighborhood are used for this type of person. I can't use them here. He posted the names and addresses of people that have $5 million homes in New York City that puts them in harm's way. Put aside the other stuff that he hates Jews and he's a communist. Next. So, we are finding out that the Republican National Committee and stuff like that came up with the idea of advertising and putting it out there that the Democrats are socialists and communists. The marching orders that they're to go out there and explain how the Dems are socialists and communists. They're not wrong. You know what I think of this Democratic Party, right? You know what the problem is? This Republican Party is socialists themselves. So how can you put down somebody when you are that same thing? Huh? What? Well, you're running a $2.2 trillion deficit. You're self-dealing to make yourself millions, if not billions. The president just came out and threatened gas stations if they don't lower their prices or else. You are taking positions in companies as a government. By the way, let's go backwards again. 2.2 trillion deficits. You tariff the hell out of farmers and everybody else, which are higher taxes, socialism. And once the farmers had their butts kicked, you pay them off with our tax dollars. I can continue. You catch my drift? Just letting you know. What do they say? What goes around comes around? Anyway, you know what I think about this Democratic Party? They're insane. They're illogical. They're moronic. And by the way, they're being led by Bernie Sanders, who once called for a 100% tax on every dollar you made above $1 million. Do you know that? It's on video, by the way. Not to mention he praised Cuba and their economics and all that. And just remember what communists are. They don't care about people. They only care about control of the people, and they do it through rules, regulations, fees, fines, mandates, taxes, and all that crap, and scare tactics. Texas. We're doing little tidbits. I'm just letting you know there's a good chance that Texas is going to have a Democratic senator because the president and the party are a bunch of morons. They put this guy Paxton in, who's got more baggage than a Samsonite warehouse. And the guy he's against, who, by the way, they're making fun of instead of talking issues, is ahead by 5 points. And by the way, that's a big 5 points. Just letting you know. And next up, Fauci. I'm going to get emails on this. I don't care. I'm watching a lot of people blasting Fauci and saying all kinds of crap about this guy. Like he's the Antichrist. And all I'm thinking is, boy, people don't have any memory anymore. I saw one person say something about how he said one thing and a month later he said something else. Oh, really? While 1.2 million people died here and 7 million around the globe, and nobody knew where this disease was going to go. Oh, so nobody can change their mind. I saw some people who called it a flu complain about Fauci, saying that he thinks it's not going to be the biggest of deal at the beginning. The president said it was not going to be a big deal. I love when people accuse others of what they did. Fauci. And I can go on and on and on, but I remember a few things. My neighbor died. We had a get-together at Starbucks every Saturday and Sunday, and one of the people there died. A good friend of the family, husband, died. And as I said, 1.2 million people died, and nobody knew what the hell was going on. We were just trying to figure things out. The 6 feet thing. Who knew whether it would be good or not? But you wanted to be near anybody? I didn't. They're complaining now about the kids. Oh, you kept the kids out of school. I got news for you. My kids weren't in school back then, but I can promise you they weren't going to school. Nobody knew. The masks. Nobody knew. We were flying by the seat of our pants by a disease that nobody had an idea about and just trying to figure things out as we go and pray there would be an elixir. And it came with a vaccine that saved the world. And yet people are out there saying, no, it didn't. Okay, fine. All I know is there's a direct chart of when the vaccine came out and the COVID going away. And so many people just forgetting all this. It's amazing. And it just seems certain people need a fall guy, need an enemy. I got news for you. I wouldn't have wanted his job. And anybody in that job would have made the same mistakes he made. He's in front of Congress tomorrow. Should be interesting. Have a great evening. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like I do, simple. Make sure you hug your family, hug your children. They will feel better. You'll feel better. I promise they will. Be well. No, really, be well. Good night, all. Bye-bye.